So, Jin Shin Jyutsu, it's an ancient Japanese art, and it came to the United States in about 1940. And Mary Burmeister, she brought it to the United States. So Jin Shin Jyutsu comes from Japan. In the early 1920s, it was Master Murai who did all the research. And he was a young man. He came from a family of doctors. And in Japan, if you're born from a family of doctors, you'll have to go into their footsteps. But because he had several brothers before him, he didn't have to. So he was looking around to see what he wanted to do, and then he fell terminally ill. And nobody could help him. His family couldn't help him, his father couldn't help him. So he went back into the ancient records of Japan, to the Imperial Palace and the Kojiki records, and he put together this system of Jin Shin Jyutsu. So he did a lot of, he looked into this, and then he said to his family, he was very ill, and he said, why don't you take me up to the mountain, the family mountain cabin for a week, and leave me there, and I'm going to experiment with Jin Shin Jyutsu. And he was working with the mudras at the time, and the mudras are different hand positions. So for a week he went up into the mountains by himself, and he experienced Jin Shin Jyutsu. He worked with his fingers and breathing, and during the week he felt like he was being thrown into hot fires, and then it would cool off, and then it would become hot again, and he would cool off. And by the end of the 7th day, he was completely healed. So his family, when they got him, he was all better, and then he decided to devote the rest of his life to Jin Shin Jyutsu. And he did a lot of research. He went all over Japan and went to small villages and worked on anybody who he could get his hands on. And he did a lot of research with, for example, the story that goes around is he went to slaughterhouses and actually got heads of cows, and actually with mirrors saw the energies move. So this is very interesting, because when we talk about the energy, very often we cannot see it. When you start to practice Jin Shin Jyutsu and you start to work on yourself or give treatments, you actually, it's very alive. You can feel the energy. You can feel the energy move in your own body or in somebody else's body.